first of all, it's addictive. It's a passion. There's not many things that I found as rewarding as opening a bar and doing something yourself. So my name is Martin Lange. I've been in the industry since 2001. Around 2006, I opened Sling Lounge in West End with Blake Ward and Dustin Davis. We opened Salon in 2009. We sold both. I opened Cobbler in 2013, Savile Row in 2017, Finney House in 2018, Ethan Taxis 2019, Gimlette in 2021.
Do you tailor the concept to the place, or do you have a pre-existing idea of what you want to do before you find the space to do it?
You always have a basically pre-existing on what you want to do. Like I never want to do it. Well, I'm never going to say never, but at this stage, I didn't want to do a pub. So I always wanted to do a cocktail bar. So that narrows down the sort of place that you're looking for. No, but you definitely need to work with the space. And the space, every time you go to a space, the space kind of talks to you. Like each location, each place that we ever seen, it has its own kind of energy. Like, you know, when you go to a bar and you go like, it's a beautiful bar, but it just something doesn't feel right. So it's just like we personally pay a lot of attention to the energy of an empty space. And what it tells you and how does it feel. And it's something very important that I always recommend. It's just when you go to a place, sometimes you lose focus because you really, really, really want it to work and you really, really want the place and you want to open that bar and you forget about how to be objective about it. And you kind of like put the blinkers and go, oh, I can make it work, I can make it work, I can make it work. And then you can't. Spaces, if they don't work out, it's better that they don't work out. If...
Have you got any experience in that regard?
Yes, I got two bad experiences. We got Salon in 2009 that we opened. It was in Tenerife, and it was a previous restaurant, and it was beautiful. But when we went in there, we were like, I personally went like, I loved it, and I was probably the one pushing the hardest because I'm stubborn like this. I'm like, I can make anything work. But we never really paid attention to the environment around it and the like energy of the space, and that was a disaster. That set me back probably 7 years, financially anyway. It was a disaster. And then Finney House as well. It was a beautiful bar, and it was just across Savile Row. So we were like, and Savile Row had a lineup every Friday and Saturday for like a block. So we were like, surely we can get enough people to cross the road, right? No, it didn't happen. And I knew as well when we went in there with my business partner, it kind of like, it had a kind of like that tinted energy that I'm telling you about. And we're like, nah, we can work. We're in the middle of the valley. We can make it work. It will work. And then it didn't work. Not the way that we wanted it to work. So yeah, it's just,
it's so strange, that kind of thing, because I've seen it in venues in Sydney, and there's just something about the space, and it just cycles through different owners.
It's 100%. And I thought there was no way this is dead center of the valley. Like the busiest, this like, what was it? Like we did the research beforehand, and it's like about 50,000 people walk through the valley on a Friday and a Saturday night. We only needed 1% of that, not even, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we didn't get it, not even that. It was crazy. It was quiet, one of the quietest venues I ever had. And the offering was impeccable. We had some of the best bartenders Brisbane can have. Awesome bartenders, great food, great drinks, great music. The sound, we spent a lot of money on the sound and the lighting and everything. And there's still like, I don't think that we did really anything wrong, except for not really filling the space and just really focusing on that energy that I'm talking about. But it's you have to be, when you go and open your own bar, you have to be prepared of losing a lot of sleep, a lot of friends, relationships as well. Like it's kind of like when you're best mates and suddenly they have a baby and then you stop seeing them for 5 years or something.
They disappear. They're gone.
You just disappear. Just at least, especially the first one. After a while, it gets a little bit more easier. But the first bar that you ever open, you're looking at 80, 90-hour weeks easy. If you're doing it like what we did it with zero money and zero staff, you basically have to do everybody's job. Glassy, chef, cook, bartender, bookkeeper, delivery guy, like the whole lot. Like we didn't even have we couldn't even afford fruit deliveries in the first 6 months. So we woke up every Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to the fruit markets.
What's rewarding about it for you?
This is going to sound a little bit of cliche, but getting that compliment from the customer, going like, "Oh, you really made my night," or "I had an incredible time," serving good customers, meeting new people, being creative as well, creating the space as how you imagine it. Obviously, so not a lot of the times comes the way you exactly picture it, because that's practically impossible. But just creating something that gives to the people an escape. And then that was your idea, and then they come and they enjoy it, and you give hospitality. Yeah, basically. And then working for yourself, you have your own hours, even though, well, you don't really, but you do, kind of thing.
Does it get easier because you've done so many?
No. Yeah, I remember. No, it does not. It does not. It gets.
There's no hope there.
It gets. It doesn't. It's not. The word is not easier. You're more prepared, but even if you're prepared, it doesn't become easier. Just because every project you push yourself harder. Yeah. You learn from your mistakes, but the mistakes that you made weren't necessarily like on purpose. It's just like stuff that you didn't realize that would be better. But those things are better, cost more money. They take more time. Like we opened Sling Lounge with 50K. And now Dr. Gimlette, I don't even want to say how much. We're still spending money on it. It's just, it never ends. So like you learn new things, you learn new techniques, like it kind of like improving yourself as a bartender, really. Like you'll start making muddling drinks and making caipirinhas, you're like, that's awesome. And then you learn how to do sous vide, and then you do rotovap and so on and so on. And you go like, the techniques keeps improving your drinks and the way, but they're more expensive, more time consuming. You have to learn more, you have to research more.
I'll see bars like a week before they open, and it doesn't look like they're going to be open that weekend, right? But it always does tend to come together. What was that feeling like as you're opening the doors?
Well, it's exactly what you say. Even the morning before we open, you go like, there's no way. If you were there, you were like, how are you going to get it open? Look, the feeling is a lot of stress. The first day is always a good day because you've got family, you've got friends, and everybody comes and check it out and all that stuff. And you go like, okay, well, it's just stressful, but at least you make one day of money. You just don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Well, especially with COVID, that's the other unknown that you never know. It's just what is going to happen. The biggest thing would be just to like it. I know it sounds silly, but a lot of people go like, oh, eventually I will do it, or I have to find the space, or I have to have the money, or I have to do this. And opening a bar right now is a lot harder than in 2006. But in 2006, it was a lot harder than in 1997, and so on and so on. There will never be a good time to open a bar. It's always a pain in the ass. The finances are always a nightmare. So you have to just do it. Just go and do it. It's scary. It's super, super, super scary. But if you have the passion and you really love to, definitely just go and do it.
Thanks for watching. This series is presented by Decaipa and is about not just surviving, but thriving through COVID. Decaipa believe in the power of a cocktail, and like us at Boothby, Decaipa believes that bartenders are the lifeblood of the industry. Now, Decaipa doesn't directly affect our editorial, but it's their support that makes videos like this one possible.